Good morning, everybody. My name is the Sobre Boys, or the Fatse, from the Big R. We are back again with you to discuss a number of issues around the issues pertaining to soccer, especially football in our country and in the parts of the world. But today we want to discuss what we saw on social media and other medias, that there are problems at Royal AM in terms of players, salaries, and so on. So we want to discuss that and then hear what are the development. I know that Jackie and Tsepang, they've done some research on that one, so they'll give us the news as far as that is concerned. But before I do that, let me welcome the guys. Let me start with Lastborn today. Lastborn, welcome to the show. How are you doing? May you greet the viewers.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Tabula, and to the viewers. And to you too, Mr. Jackie. Good morning to you also. It's great to have you back. And yeah, hope everyone will enjoy today's show and what we have in store for them. Thank you very much.
Ntwentle, Slemase, come in.
My leader.
How's it?
Hey, my brother, I can't complain, man. Thanks. How are you doing?
You have been hiding, eh? But
Hey.
you were sick. You were sick. Understandable.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm back. I'm back to my feet again.
Yeah.
And I'll be at work on Monday, my brother. I'm super now.
Yeah.
Moringa works, eh?
Yeah.
Moringa works.
It works, eh? Yeah,
Yes.
it gives the energy. Yeah.
Definitely, sure.
Yeah. Greet your viewers. Let's take it from
Absolutely, my brother.
All right. Now, Jackie.
Sure. Tsepang. Good morning, my brother. Yes,
the internet connection is unstable. I don't know whether is it you, Tsepang. You could not pick up Jackie. He was greeting you. But nevertheless, let's jump into the story. Who wants to break the story? What's happening at Royal AM? I know that yesterday they had a long meeting with SAFCU, the Union for the Players, discussing the matter. I tried to get Tulakhanyo so that he can give us more information, but unfortunately, I could not win this time. So, Jackie, give us the news.
Thank you very much, Tao. Thank you very much, Tsepang as well. And good morning to the viewers at home and the listeners. Guys, we're back now. We've got some good news. We've got so much to tell you today. I'll break the story in the following manner. Some few days ago, there were some reports indicating that players are not happy within the team, which is Royal AM, and some of them, they refused to go for training in the morning. That was somewhere yesterday. And then there was a meeting to be held, and then this meeting did take place, and the allegation was that players were complaining about the accommodation that they were given. It was poor accommodation, and it's not according to the way they were promised. Number one, they're saying that players are sharing accommodation, are sharing beds within one space, and then 4 or 5 of them, each and everyone having his own bed. And then number two, about 8 players were not paid their normal salaries as per the agreement between the ex-owner of Bloemfontein Celtic as well as Mamkhize. And then furthermore, Mamkhize mentioned the following. There's a media group that has been mentioned into this whole thing. The name of the media group is there for everybody to see, and it says it's Far Post. Far Post has reported all these matters. And what is surprising is that they've got direct contact with Mamkhize. They never gave her any opportunity to respond. They never verified anything with her. They just went ahead and published the story without verifying facts. Now, Mamkhize came back, and then she wanted to clarify matters. I'll start with point number 1. I'll start with point number 1, as she mentioned here. She says, I'm gonna quote her. I wish to clarify some of the damning allegations that were made. Number 1, our match with Amazulu FC was cancelled due to medical issues at Amazulu Football Club. The team were having, which I am not at liberty to discuss further, but feel free to contact them. That was point number 1. And then she went on to point number 2. 8 players were not able to receive payment due to issues with their contracts needing to be finalized. The matter is ongoing and being sorted. Hence, we have personally called the union president to come and assist. We're talking about Mr. I can't even pronounce his surname. Can you pronounce that surname of the president of the union? How should I?
Gaoshubelo is Tulaganyo Gaoshubelo. Yeah,
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah. Is a Tswana surname.
It's a Tswana surname.
Yeah.
So he was also called in to come and assist in this particular matter. And then point number 3, players that are sharing rooms is out of choice, not because they were forced by the team to do that. They are friends and they asked to be put in the same room. That is a request from the same players who are complaining about sharing accommodation. Then she went further and said, we are not responsible for housing players and their families. They are professional players who earn salaries and are liable for their housing arrangements. We only provide accommodation in season when the team is camping at the base. That was point number 4. And then I'll quickly come to point number 5. And then she says, I know journalists have some code of never reveal my source. My advice to make sure that your source knows that they are talking about. Royal AM has a full team of people that are qualified to comment and verify on any queries you may have. I really hope that journalists and media houses that wish to write about me, my family, or my team will do a better job in ensuring that they publish facts and not hearsay. That is the short story of feedback that was given by a Royal AM president, which is Umamkhize. Those are the points that she mentioned. And gentlemen, I'm coming back to you. Let's dissect it.
All right. Lastborn, you got the news. And then Mamkhize has put her story. So I don't know what's your take. We are told that Far Post have done something that is unjournalistic, according to Mamkhize, because she was not given the opportunity to respond, all right, or to give her side of the story. So she was putting her side of the story. So what's your take, Lastborn, on the story?
Yes. Mr. Tabalala, I would just like to pose a question, maybe to everyone here right now. Maybe I would have an answer, you know. Sure. As a professional soccer player, Mr. Jackie did say, you are not, the team is not liable to provide you with accommodation. You earn a salary, just like any other, we could say, general worker in South Africa. Let me just say that. These players earn salaries, right? So for them to say that the club is liable for their accommodation and their family, how is that even possible? So you're telling me that where the players used to stay in Bloemfontein, the club used to pay for their accommodation. So that's something I'm failing to understand. I mean, as a player, you are earning a salary. They do drive these cars, these fancy cars that they're driving. So why are they pointing fingers now and saying that the club is letting them to stay at such a housing place. I mean, as players, you know, whichever team that you play for, whichever province that you go to, you need to get accommodation for yourself. That's what I know. I know certain players I know, they've got their own places where whichever club that they play in. So why is it the club's responsibility to actually cater for their housing again? You know, I mean, the club is not running a soccer academy where it's high school kids where they're in boarding school. It's not a boarding school. This is a professional soccer team. I mean, you earn a salary. Why can't you get your own place? That's something I'm failing to understand. And if not to quote them in a bad way, but if Far Post can say that this is what Royal AM are this is how Royal AM are treating the players, I'm failing to understand that. I personally, the way I see it, and based on Mam Kiza's response, Royal AM is not liable to provide accommodation for their players. They're not a boarding school. Those people are adults that we're talking about. Yes, they've got families. Why can't they get, though they are same families, why can't they get their own accommodation, their own houses? This is something like, I mean, when I read this the first time, I failed to understand. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, this is just a controversial issue that they're just trying to badmouth Royal AM, to be honest. I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense. That's my opinion to it.
Jackie, you have given us the story, but
Yes.
what's your take now? What's your take? Having listened, but before I go any further, Jackie, has Far Post posted anything, either on their tweet to maybe to to counter what Mam Kiza has said, or to give their side of the story?
So far, they haven't responded. They haven't published anything yet. Maybe still coming. We don't know. Yes, but on the issue of the statement that was just uttered by Tsepang right now, Tsepang, that's a very, very, very good question that you asked. You are an employer. I mean, an employee. You earning a salary. How do you expect your employer to pay you a salary at the same time arrange an accommodation for you and your family? That is not on. Then it tells us that when they signed their contracts, somebody somehow did not understand some of the terms and conditions into that particular contract. We may not have seen the contract, but I can definitely tell you that whoever one of those 8 players, there's also some serious allegations against some of those players, especially the 8 players. Mam Kiza mentioned that according to their contracts from Bloemfontein Celtic, these guys, they doubled whatever that they were earning. If maybe somebody was earning 15,000 there at Celtic, then they come and say to Mam Kiza, no, they were earning 30,000. Not knowing that Mam Kiza has got all the documents. She can be able to refer from the documents that she got from Celtic. And when they check, these contracts are not making any sense. So that's why they asked the union president to come and represent the players as well, so that they can be able to have a discussion around this particular matter. And I would like to really commend Mam Kiza for doing that, because this is definitely what I call transparency. As for Far Post and whoever that are selling that kind of information or that are giving us that kind of information, definitely gone are those days. We want to get the correct information. They know that the rule, everybody must be given a chance to respond.
You know, the truth of the matter is we are the big R solutions. We stand for all the positive R words, and one of those R words is responsibility. People should be responsible. It's not a given that you go out there and talk about Jacob's name, but you don't give him the opportunity for Jacob to to say his side of the story. So a responsible journalist will go a mile. And then, no wonder, because I thought by now I would have heard some news from Far Post to say, no, look, this is what we have, as opposed to what Mamkiza has said. Because if that is the case, that's irresponsible journalism. But I must be honest, it would be unfair for me to judge them because I don't have the facts on my table from both sides, all right? And then the people who can verify and test those facts are the courts, all right? So I don't know whether they'll go to court, to sue somebody so that the information can be verified. But I hope that people should start taking responsibility. But the good news is, internet has liberated us. If you spread news that are not so, there's Twitter to tweet quickly and say, here's the genuine story. So we are happy now. There's YouTube, there's everything. You can post and then and give your side of the story. So that is why I thought by now we will check Far Post tweet and see whether they've tweeted anything, because Twitter is very quick. So if that is the case, maybe if really they're on the wrong side, maybe they will rectify. Because remember, we are all fallible. We all make mistakes. And out of mistakes, we learn, we become bigger. So if they made a mistake, I hope they'll become bigger. And then I hope they'll apologize if that is the case. Or they'll talk to their sources that in future, don't give us information that is half-baked. When it comes to the players, as I talk about responsibility, responsibility goes hand in glove with integrity. You must be a person of honor and have integrity. You can't say I was earning 30,000 when you're earning 15,000, because the contract is there. The contract is there to indicate that this is how much you're earning. In fact, if our mom kids, I don't think it would be proper. It would be proper for anyone, whether mom kids or anyone in the management, to ask the players how much were you earning. I think they were supposed just to go to the contract and look at the contract. Remember the agreement that they had with the football union was all the contract must be respected. So there was no need. That is why a contract is a written document. So you cannot misinterpret what is written. All right, what is written, it's in black and white. All right, it will say the same thing that is saying to Jakey. All right, so I hope, I'm not saying they didn't go to the contracts, but I think that would be the best way of doing it. Go to the contracts and then pay according to the contracts. But if the players are doing that, it calls for integrity, because it's not about you playing for Royal AM only. Remember, football is a 10-year career. At the most, it's 20 years, or at the most, all right? 10-year career. After 10 years, we want to see you. Who knows, maybe you may work for Royal AM. But now, how are they going to hire you when you are not honest, all right? When you are dishonest, when they know that this person lacks integrity. So you need to look beyond now. You must look at the picture big. I normally say this is the mistake that people don't understand. Football, it's a short career. One. And football doesn't make you rich. It's like acting. It's like singing as a singer. Those that they don't make you rich. You know what they do? They just build your branding. What makes you rich is your brand. Not that. All right? Why Cristiano Ronaldo continue to invest? He uses his brand. All right? He's lucky that he's earning a lot of money, but he makes more money outside football. All right, his branding brings him more money. Do you understand? So they need to understand that career puts you ahead of the rest of us who are not in the limelight. All right, so that your brand becomes stronger and then it grows faster. And once it has grown faster, use your brand to make money. So that's the mentality that they should have. They should not see that as something that will make them rich. Why am I saying that? Look at all players who played football, all musicians that you know. What happened? Their career didn't make them rich, but they could not use their branding to be rich. That's what they should do. So that's what I can say. So I don't know whether you still want to say something on this subject, or do we need to move on?
No, all I want to just finalize on, or maybe quickly highlight, is the fact that I like the fact that the union president is there, was in the meeting, and then he was there to iron up such issues. And then it's about time that players, they must also play ball into this particular game. They must not just play as players or anything. They must understand how to interpret their own contracts. And they must understand the facts that are based on the contracts, not to come and create something that is negative against their own employer or anything like that. It doesn't show any integrity. Definitely, I agree with you. So I think this is the time whereby players should be able to learn and understand that, you know, football is a very short career. Like you said, the highest it can be up to 20 years or 15 years or 10, that's it. So you need to build that particular brand. By building that particular brand, then it means that now, even after football, you'll be able to make money by using your brand. Thank you very much, my brother.
Sorry, just to chip in a little bit. You know that we have UTA, all right?
Yes.
Which stands Universal Entertainment Universal Talent Agent. Now, UTA, you know, we've got a lawyers there who sits with us. We are looking at the interest of the entertainers, because footballers are entertainers, musicians are entertainers. Because once you get a contract is a two-way traffic. A two-way traffic because it's based on a relationship. The relationship is a two-way street. The club has responsibilities to carry out. You as a player also have a responsibility to carry out. So unfortunately, most of the people, they just look what they get in the contract. They don't look at the responsibilities that they should carry out, all right, or the obligations that they have to meet as per the contract, so that everybody can trust them. So what we do, we explain to them that the contract is not from the other side only. You also have obligations and responsibilities and duties that you have to do and meet this contract. In that way, everybody wins. So I think it's high time that they need to be educated. But nevertheless, I'm sure you viewers out there, you also have views. Can you contribute? Drop us messages on our WhatsApp. We've got a WhatsApp group. We have a Facebook group. If you go to Facebook, you'll see with our logo. Just make your comment, or you may also make a comment on this YouTube channel on the comment section. Thank you very much, and we much appreciate your contribution and the support that we get from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Down.
Thanks, man.